For the 21st consecutive season, the Wisconsin Badgers will play in a bowl game. This time it's the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix on Tuesday, December 27th, as the Badgers take on Big 12 opponents Oklahoma State, the first ever meeting between these programs. To get you ready for Tuesday night's bowl game, we'll hear from tailback Braelon Allen, wide receiver Chimere, Dike, and we'll check in with Badgers head coach Luke Fickell. All coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Takes the snap, four-man rush, Anderson fires a little pick off the goal line to the 5, to the 10, 15, 20, Torchio to the 30, he's to the 40, Torchio to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, he's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and the jewelry thief is in. Touchdown, Wisconsin, coast to coast on the pick 6. First and 14, hand off to Braelon Allen, up the middle, slips through at the 10, he's at the 20, at the 30, Allen to the 40, foot race to the house, he's at the 40, at the 30, right side 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin! Braelon Allen, 96 yards!
3rd and 5 for the Badgers at their own 48-yard line. The clock is at 8 as Mertz takes the snap. 3-man rush from Northwestern. Graham fires over the middle. Dike the catch, landing left, 35-30. Chimere to the 20, 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Chimere Dike outruns the secondary. 52 yards, and it's 13-0. Wisconsin.
Snap to Frakes. Badgers bring him forward. Pass pops out of the air. It's picked off by Muma Jameta. Off the deflection inside the 5 and down close to the goal line. They'll mark at the 2 or the 1.
High backs behind Mertz. On 3rd down, Graham back to throw, rolling right, chase backside, Mertz throwing, right side, end zone, caught, touchdown, Wisconsin! Skylar Bell near the right corner of the end zone, and the Badgers are in for the first time today. Here's Malusi, now the end around, Chimere Dike got a block from Mertz to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Wisconsin! Here comes Herbert, he knocked it loose, and the Badgers will pounce! He's gone! Braelon Allen all the way! Another turnover forced by the Wisconsin defense. There is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy, cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking...
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
To say this is a busy time of year in the world of college football would be an understatement. There's bowl preparation and there's the December signing period, but somehow we have pried head coach Luke Fickell away here for a few minutes. Coach, you've been through the coaching change, being new, obviously, in your time in Cincinnati, and now the time here. Every case is unique, but can you give us an idea of what might be the same? And obviously, a few things are different this time around at Wisconsin.
It is definitely different. I think being on the other shoe, I was preparing at a different place before as I was going to Cincinnati. This one uniquely different, that you're here trying to prepare a little bit more for the future and trying to balance the two between, obviously finishing this thing out the right way as far as, moving forward with what you're doing as a program, but also the game. So all three of those things kind of wrapped in one make it kind of a unique situation. All the different people that are involved in it, I think, is what makes it so unique, and trying to be respectful to all those things, but also mindful to say, hey, where are we heading in the future and what do we need to do?
I've got to think for you, this is in a lot of ways priceless to be at practice, even though obviously, Jim and Bobby are taking care of things, offensive, defensive side, Jim Leonard, Bobby Ingram. But for you to see these guys up close, watch them work, and those guys to get to know you a little bit, this is a pretty important period, right?
That's what I thought was most important. Also for me to learn, not just who they are and names and how they, play and their strengths and weaknesses, so to speak, but my job is to learn the culture as well. And there's been so many great things here over the last 20-some years that I watched from afar. And how else do you really learn about that? How else do you really know it than to be around Jim Leonard, to be around these guys, to see them actually practiced, and then start to envision what it is that you need to do as you move forward and how you're going to do it, because there's so many great things that you want to embrace and take from the time from before, but then there's also things that for you and what's important to you that you got to do to move forward.
There is that portion of it. As I mentioned at the top, this is the December signing period, obviously the transfer portal. What in the world is that? I mean, sleep is minimal, I suppose, right now, but just trying to get all of that organized and get this class intact.
It's there's a lot of spinning tires, and you're not quite sure at the end of the day. It's been 13, 14 hours or whatever, and then you kind of look back and say, I'm not sure exactly what I got done, but that's how recruiting is sometimes. You spend a whole lot of time, and then by the end of the day, it's completely gone, or vice versa. So there's a lot of work to be done, and a lot of things that don't even go noticed. And, you'd say a waste of time, as my wife would say, a waste of time. If you spend all that time talking to that guy or those guys or those people, but it's all a part of it. And in order to do the things the right way, it was important to learn more about the place, to learn more about the culture, because in this time in particular, the most important thing to us is to bring in the right ones and not hastily jump into things, whether they're high school guys or even transfer guys, to make sure we're getting the right ones to what we want to do for the future.
I've always asked coaches this in the past, from Barry Alvarez forward. Part of your reputation is as a really, really good recruiter. What makes a really good recruiter? What's the separator?
I think it's building relationships. Yeah. But I also think that it's important to know what you truly believe can be successful in the culture and the environment that, in our case, that we're coming into, but also what can be successful in the way you want to go about things and what it is that you want to create. And that's where, to me, it's so important as you build those relationships to figure out those things, and you're trying to implement them into a program and a system that, offensively and defensively, a lot of people talk about, but there's so many more things that turn a good or a really good high school player into a great college player. And a lot of it has to do with, the internal makeup, so to speak, of what it is that you want your program to be about. And those guys that embrace that, those guys that walk in and can thrive in the midst of, even the building of some new things, I think, are what is going to give them a chance and us a chance to be successful early.
It's been really interesting. I detect a buzz in the community right now. I mean, you're busy. I don't know how much of that you sense, but players. I mean, even I talked to Braelon Allen. I talked to Chimere, Dike, and others. They've gotten to know you a little bit. There's just a sense of like, okay, this could be really, really good. I don't know how much of that vibe you get from the players, but it sure seems like it's there.
That's what I'm trying. I mean, I do see it, I do feel it, but I also think that's always been here. Like, you go out to practice and you watch sometimes, and you wouldn't think that there's any changes or anything. They go about it. They're very mature about what it is that they're doing. I know there was a period there, as it all happened of some not doubt, but curiosity as to which direction, and there's so many options for guys today. That's why I thought it was really critical to be here as much as I possibly could, to be around these guys as much as I possibly could. But I feel like these guys are really, really, really excited about, not the change, because change is inevitable, like we said, but just the idea of, okay, we understand, we respect the idea of the whole notion that there's going to be change, and now we're ready to embrace it. And that's, if anything, if that's a buzz, that's a buzz. I think it's a maturity, but I also think that it's something that they're excited about, just like me.
And they get to play a game, right? At the end of it all, they get to play another football game, which is never a bad thing.
No, I think that gets lost in today's world, right? When you see guys, and too much of the focus on guys that you don't have as opposed to the guys that you do have. And there's a lot of guys that this will end their, college career and maybe even their football career being the last opportunity they have to play. And that's what I respect as much as anything. And that's why, more than anything, we kind of focus on, okay, what do we need to do to be successful? And success is winning a football game.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. The Badgers in Oklahoma State, a lot worse places to be than Phoenix, Arizona, by the way, at the end of December. So it'll be a lot of fun on December 27th. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
You'll hear things like, you're going to need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're going to be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy, cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
As the Badgers get ready for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, be a good time to check in with one of the best running backs in the country who happens to reside here in the state of Wisconsin, Braelon Allen. Braelon, I guess first off, I mean, you were banged up, you were playing hurt for a while. It's got to feel good to have a little bit of downtime before the bowl practice is cranked up. You feeling, I'm not going to say 100%, but feeling a lot better here these days, physically?
Yeah, it feels great. Like you said, to have that time off, and I feel great and now physically. A lot more confident, just running the ball. Obviously, I was out with a little ankle and was dealing with the shoulder for the majority of the year. So for those things to feel better, just kind of gives you confidence. You don't got to really worry about it as much, especially the shoulder, getting hit. So definitely more confident, just excited, to feel good again and be able to play a game.
You guys have gone through a ton, to say the least, but when you get back between the lines, when you get into practices, when you get into the weight room, does that become maybe more than ever just a great release? You're back to doing things you love to do, playing the game?
Yeah, definitely. No, I think obviously we've been through a ton, and just anytime, personally, anytime I'm able to just get around the team and around the guys, it makes everything a lot better. So especially to be able to play football again, we've had team lifts and things like that. Like I said, just being around everybody is always a great time, and being able to play football, getting ready for a game again, kind of get the juices flowing again, is exciting.
I try to put myself in your shoes or any player, which is impossible, really, but so I'll just ask you, it seemed like there's always a rumor, or was a rumor about you. He's going here, he's going there. If there's a coaching change, he's moving on. Is it annoying? Is it humorous? Or what's that like to be a college sophomore and be the focus of so much attention?
Yeah, both, annoying, funny, because it's, I kind of made a joke on Twitter, about sources. I'm like, what sources do you have that know what I'm thinking about? Because, I didn't vocalize any type of plans to anybody besides my mother, and I know she's not telling people I'm going to transfer. So, yeah, definitely funny. And, I think what I learned a lot, I learned a lot through that process. And, the main thing for me was keeping the main thing, this team, the games that we had coming up, no matter what was going on, just understanding, every day, go to practice to prepare for a game, to play with my brothers, and letting them know that I'm here. I wasn't going anywhere. I was focused on this team and winning games.
I imagine you said you learned a lot of things. I imagine you learned who to trust, right? And maybe more importantly, who not to, and keep them away.
Most definitely.
Well, Coach Fickell, it sounds like, and I've heard you on some different platforms, you guys have really hit it off. Maybe the wrestling background a part of it, but just I'll let you talk about that. Just what you think of your new head coach.
Yeah, we've had a number of conversations, all great conversations. I've got to know him pretty well. Off the bat, first time talking to him, knew he was a great guy, and knew he was a guy I wanted to play for. And his vision for myself and this team was just something that got me excited, and I see myself doing great things here still, and I see this team doing great things, big things that haven't been done in a while. I think he's the guy to do that. Obviously losing Coach Leonard is a bit of a disappointment, but you got to take the steps forward necessary that are necessary to do what we need to do. I think as much as we all wanted Coach Leonard, I think Coach Fick is the guy to help us achieve our goals. So I'm excited about everything. Excited about the plan that he has for me and us, and ready to go.
As far as this game itself, with the bowl game, it's got to be fun just to have the opportunity one more time with this current group, with the coaches who are here right now. Give us, from your perspective, just what it means to be able to play one more game with this group of guys.
Yeah, it means a lot. This is a group that's been through so much together, really all year, dating back to last winter, last spring. So to be able to play one more, hopefully get a win and go out on a high note. Obviously I still have things left on the table that I need to finish up, and I'm excited to have that opportunity again. And like I said, just get a win, go out on a high note.
There's that old line, Braelon, about when you go through a lot of stuff, it can make you stronger in the long run. Do you feel like you personally and all the other guys who are going to be moving forward here with this program, that everything that you guys dealt with, football and things bigger than that you could look back and say, okay, this was tough, it was unusual, but it'll make us stronger?
Absolutely. I think the guys who have been through all this, who will continue to play for this team, will all kind of have that it made us closer. I think our bond is stronger than most, and I think going forward you can look back on these things, and we've made it through all this. There's nothing that can stand in our way. I think like I said, it just made us closer. I think we can all trust each other more and lean on each other through any type of rough times. I mean, we've had multiple of those occasions where you had to lean on each other and be there for each other every single day. So I think going forward, it's only going to help us.
That's Braelon Allen. He and his teammates been punching all year long, and they get one more shot on December 27th. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
Thought this would be a good time to chat with the Badgers Offensive Player of the Year, Chimere, Dike, wide receiver. You seemed a little surprised, I think, when you were awarded that at the banquet here recently. I mean, come on, man, you had a really good year. Were you not expecting that?
Yeah, no, I mean, a couple guys have told me that they voted for me, which, obviously coming from your teammates means a lot, but we have so many great players on the offense. I think that, it'd almost be arrogant of anybody to think it was, coming to them. We got Braelon Allen, Ches Malusi, so many guys And I'm just honored that my teammates saw that in me and saw that I had a great season, contributed to the team, and I hope to just continue to do that.
We could see the statistics. Anybody could look at that. The number of catches, yards, the 6 touchdowns. From your perspective, Chim, where do you feel like you've gotten better here, even last year to where you are now?
I think just my overall game in general, like working with Coach Whitted, I think he's one of the best receiver coaches in the country. Maybe doesn't give it the respect he deserves. He's really helped develop my game, physically just with my technique, and then mentally being able to read defense and stuff, and just connection with the QBs as well has really improved. So, I've definitely felt like I've grown a lot, and I'm excited to hopefully continue to grow and continue to get better.
There's so much so many nuances to what you do that the rest of us probably will never really understand. The precision that's required with route running, the ability to read defenses. Is it fair to say that for you, as your career has moved along, the game slows down a little bit for you, and you just have a better grasp, play in and play out, of what goes into it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, that just comes with, knowing your responsibility and then knowing how to win. I feel like the game slowed down every single year, and especially this last spring ball, it slowed down a lot for me, just being able to have confidence that I was able to, read the defense. I knew my responsibility, and I was able to win. And that helps a lot when you have really good players around you that make your job easier. So I've been blessed with good players around me, and I've been able to capitalize on it.
We talked about this earlier, and I talked to Coach Whitted about you before the season, about your ability. If you need to say something, you'll say it. I would imagine the younger guys, if it's Skyler, et cetera, they lean on you a little bit. Is that a role that you really come to embrace?
Yeah, for sure. And, I probably lean on them, more than they even notice. Just the mentality they have at practice, their approach, Skylar and Kalu, really our whole room, I feel like is, really hard workers, and they're guys that are super confident. And I feed off that energy that they have. They think they can win every single route, and, it gives me the confidence that I can win every single route too. So even, as much as I try to lead them by example and, saying stuff when I need to, I think that they do so to me without even noticing it.
You talked about Coach Whitted and everybody involved here. Chimere, what does it mean to you to have one more chance to go play a game, a chance to get one more win, and just be around the guys one more time?
Everything. I mean, top to bottom, these coaches have given me, opportunity to play at, my dream school, in my home state, and especially Coach Whitted. He's probably one of the most influential, role models I've had in my life. So being able to grow through him, he's the type of man I want to become, and being able to learn from him as a person and a player, it's meant a lot. So definitely going to enjoy this last trip and try to go out and get a win.
I was talking with Braelon about this. When you go through what you guys have gone through, if it's football matters or much bigger matters, that you can look back and as tough as it's been, that it kind of makes you better, makes you stronger. I know that's a cliche, but you're going through this, you're living this right now. Is there something to that?
Yeah, I think that definitely. I think that everything in life happens for a reason, and you have to learn from them. Obviously things didn't go our way exactly this season, and there's been things off the field that definitely have impacted us really strongly, and I think just being able to take those situations, being able to learn to appreciate others, be able to learn to appreciate the situation that you're in is really important, and I think that it'd be foolish for us not to take that away in the situation.
All right, one of the fun guys to watch, and somebody who obviously has a great perspective on things beyond football. Chimere Dike, the Badgers' Offensive Player of the Year. Stay with us. We have more to come right after this.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group. Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Next week, we get back to Wisconsin basketball as Greg Gard's Badgers wrap up the non-conference portion of the regular season, a Friday night matchup against Western Michigan, and then the Big Ten games resume on January 3rd against Minnesota. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.